Queen Camilla says she and King Charles are sad to be going home, as wonderful Italy trip wraps exclusive. After visiting the Pope and attending a state banquet in Rome on April 9th, the royal couple spent their last day in Ravenna. King Charles and Queen Camilla tell People exclusively about their wonderful visit to Italy as they spent their last day in Ravenna. The Queen says, "We're very sad to be going home." The royal couple spent 4 days abroad, and their trip included seeing the Colosseum, a speech at Italy's parliament, meeting Pope Francis, and a glamorous state banquet. King Charles and Queen Camilla are wrapping up their wonderful time in Italy. The King, 76, and Queen, 77, spent the final day of their 4-day state visit in Ravenna, where People was on the ground. Queen Camilla tells People exclusively, "We're having a wonderful visit. We're very sad to be going home." When asked if they were having a good visit, King Charles adds, "Yes, thank you very much." The royal couple had a busy few days abroad, including visiting the Colosseum in Rome and meeting with Pope Francis. Although the scheduled trip to the Vatican was postponed as the Pope recovered from his recent hospitalization, they were able to have a private get-together, Buckingham Palace said in a statement. Their Majesties were delighted the Pope was well enough to host them and to have had the opportunity to share their best wishes in person. King Charles also delivered a speech at Italy's parliament on April 9th. And Parliament journalist Pier Paolo La Rosa tells People it was very moving. La Rosa adds, not only that, after leaving Parliament, Charles and Camilla headed to Gelateria Giolitti, a historic ice cream shop nearby. "It was a sea of people, and I left as it was impossible to pass," La Rosa says. "The crowd was so dense that they couldn't get the ice cream themselves." The shop prepared special ice creams for them, which were delivered by one of their female staff members. Member of Parliament Andrea Mascaretti tells People that King Charles and Queen Camilla's trip goes far beyond a normal state visit. "What's really interesting is that in all walks of life, there are people who are pro-monarchy and anti-monarchy, but this never even came up as a subject," he says. Probably because this isn't an Italian monarchy, it was just simply a visit from a head of state. And it means a lot that he decided to speak in Italian. "It was very special, very appreciated, very respected by everyone." It actually wasn't, all things considering, a very formal speech. If you had to describe it, you could say it was very heartfelt. Wednesday also happened to be King Charles and Queen Camilla's 20th wedding anniversary. They spent the evening together at a glittering state banquet hosted by Italian President Sergio Mattarella at the Palazzo Quirinale, Dr. Paul Atkin, CEO of the Teatro San Cassiano Group, met the King and Queen during an engagement in Rome on April 8th and tells People that their close bond was apparent. "What I witnessed between King Charles and Queen Camilla was profound. They're genuinely, deeply in love," he says. "There's something extraordinarily moving about seeing that level of devotion, especially considering all they've weathered together." It was an afternoon I'll never forget, not just for the honor of meeting royalty, but for witnessing such authentic warmth, intellectual curiosity, and devotion to both duty and each other, Atkin adds. The trip to Italy went ahead despite King Charles's brief hospitalization on March 27th due to the side effects of his ongoing cancer treatment, leading to him postponing events scheduled for the following day. One royal source described the hospitalization as the most minor bump in the road that's very much heading in the right direction. Subscribe for more untold celebrity stories.